5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go old school. Good morning. That's the way we used to do it. That's the way I felt like doing it. It is Tuesday night for us, Wednesday morning for you guys. So what does that mean?
That means you're sitting down having some coffee right now.
What does that mean tonight?
Bible study.
Bible study, 7 o'clock. Be there or be square.
Yay.
Every Wednesday at 7, we have a Bible study.
Interactive.
Interactive is the only time you get to be on live with us because we pre-record these daily devotionals at night so they can be released in the morning.
Yep.
But on Wednesday at 7, California time, we are live. I'm alive, so you can interact. We do Bible study, and we're doing a special 1-day study on chapter, I don't remember, of Genesis. I want to say 37 or 38. On Judah and Tamar. Why? Because we just did 8 whole weeks on the life of Joseph, but in the middle of his life was this chapter that had nothing to do with Joseph. So we skipped it because we were doing the story of Joseph. And I said, we're going to come back to that chapter. And here we are. So we're going to be doing a study on that.
That's cool.
It's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be great. And we're just looking forward to that, guys. So make sure you're there. Make sure you are with us. And, but yeah.
Why'd you do your eyes like that? But yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
That was weird.
You know what's funny is Sharon had a follow-up at her doctor's today, and I felt like being silly because they were checking temperatures. So they checked your temperature, and then she goes, "Are you you have to check my husband because he goes in with me?" And they're like, "Oh no, when we call you back, we will." So they called her, Sharon. So I get up to go with her, and she goes, "I got to check your temperature," and she checked the temperature. I said the word temperature a bunch of times right now. And I said, how did I say it? Wait, don't say it. I said, as she's checking it, I said, "My wife says I'm always hot." And then she started laughing, and then all the nurses started laughing. And I said, "I'm sorry, it's a dad joke, sorry." It wasn't funny, I guess. So,
it was just very cute, you guys.
Cute? I wasn't trying to be cute.
It was cute.
Being serious.
It was cute. You are hot.
Dead serious.
Look, you're so hot.
Oh, snap.
Sizzles.
So, what else? Where is a busy day?
It was.
We'll just say that.
Yeah.
But we always say that. We sound like a broken record, but it was a busy day.
It was.
And
productive. Yeah. Very productive.
Yeah, a very productive day.
Yeah.
But we're here now, doing this. About to dive into this.
We went to go visit people. We went to go visit some facilities. We went to go do some ministry stuff. And then...
Como siempre.
Yep. And then
like always.
Here we are. I think, guys, I'm going to ask you guys to keep in prayer and that the Lord's going to open up. The Lord is going to open up for us to open up the doors for us to have a what do you call those little, a little shuttle?
Yeah.
A little van.
Like a shuttle.
A church van.
No, a shuttle.
Are they little church shuttles or little church van?
I like shuttles. You know a shuttle when you get a hotel near an airport and every hour the shuttle goes to pick you up to take you to the airport or from the airport to your hotel?
Those little ones?
Yeah, shuttle.
Yeah, a little one. Our goal is to be able to pick up people from some of these rehabs, and to be able to pick them up from the rehabs and bring them to the church, because we're starting to see a big fluctuation of people coming from the rehabs, and today we were able to go visit some, and there's we're just finding a connection. The Lord is opening the doors for that, and today, we went to go visit some places, and God's just opening doors, guys. So we're just gonna ask that you just keep that in prayer, and that God move in that area. Yeah. As things are opening up for house arrest, to be able to minister in those centers, and be able for us to be able to bring those people to the church. So just please keep that in prayer.
What's happening is men are walking miles just to come to our service.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at first it was one person, and then two, and then three, and then four, and five.
Yeah.
And I asked one of them today, I was like, how long does it take you to walk to church? He says, over an hour and a half, or something like that. Mm-hmm. So you walk an hour and a half to come to Sunday service? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, wow, okay. So when we left, we went to sit down with their directors and their, with the people that oversee them today. We, out of our heart, we just said we needed to go meet them, and they actually took us around their whole facilities. They walked us around. They were so excited to meet us. And man, it was just a beautiful opportunity for us to collaborate with them. And they were really, really excited with the fact that we were there. And man, we were blessed. They don't realize how blessed we were, just to be there. And so with that said, we left there with our heart just overjoyed, knowing that our family has just expanded so much more. Yeah. But our heart was just heavy, because we don't want these people to be walking so far with a little bit of time that they have. Because they only have
so many hours to be out, and the little bit of hours that they have to be out of, of the rehab, they use it to walk a lot of that time. And so I know that the Lord's going to honor that, but He's also going to open up the doors for us to be able to find a way, whether it be for us we're financially going to be able to even purchase something that is affordable for us to even do it, or the Lord is just going to open up the doors for us to do that, because it's going to happen, and I know that it will. So I want you guys everybody to come together in agreement, because these people need to be there. They need to be there.
We left, and we were at the stoplight. We were heading towards the direction of the church after we left this facility. And at the stoplight, I'm just like, because I don't ask God for material stuff. And I was at the stoplight, and I'm like, Lord, we need a shuttle. Lord, I don't ask you for things. We need a shuttle. You own all the cows in the hill, so you need to sell a couple cows.
Yeah.
I said, and then I gave God the option. I said, but Lord, if not a shuttle, at least a 15-person van. Yeah. So I gave God an option.
Yeah, we'll take it.
And
we'll take a used van, and we can have your brother paint it for us.
Big old house of rest.
Yeah, we'll have your brother paint it for us. Your brother paints cars, so we'll have your brother paint it.
And here's the thing, guys, is I know He's going to give it. You know why? Because we don't ask Him for stuff like that. We don't ever ask God for stuff like that. We don't. And when we do, God gives it. He just gives it, because He knows. We're not asking for some car for nothing. We're asking for a car to transport people to come to a place to be discipled. You know, and for all I know, somebody's watching this right now that God's like, boom, gonna move your heart. But anyways, I'm gonna let God do what he does. He does it best, you know. So I just
somebody has a van that has no tires sitting in their in their garage that has no tires or that's been non-working, and you know what, just needs to be worked on, you know. And
it is what it is. The prayer went up, and that's God's business now.
Yes.
You know, that's God's business. And I'm out of it. He's the senior pastor of the church. You know, the pulpit belongs to him.
Amen.
The bills are his, you know, so. But anyways.
It's going to happen.
We are going to read out of the scripture of Job. I don't think we've ever read out of Job.
Yes, we have.
We have? Okay. Mm-hmm. If we have, it's been a long time.
Maybe like once or twice. Yes, we have.
So Job chapter 38, verses 1, 2, and 3, and maybe half of 4. 38, 1 through 4.5 or something.
Aw, little Kiara messaged me.
Oh. So you guys ready?
That's your message, Kiara.
You guys ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
No, them.
Oh.
Adam, are you ready? Alex? Christy? Sheila? You guys ready?
Phyllis?
Tramel? You ready?
Grace?
Okay.
Y'all ready? Okay, let's do this.
Okay, you ready?
Ready, Freddy?
The one I didn't say your name. Are you ready? I have a bad memory, man. I can't say everybody's name.
It's been a long day, guys.
Tony Hart, you ready? Michelle Paleo, you ready? Sal?
How many names? Do you remember a lot of the names?
I'm trying to right now.
Really?
I'm having a hard time.
Jose, Angelica.
Oh, yeah. I'm having trouble. There's been some.
Eva.
There's been new ones that are very consistent, and I don't know why. I think I have to say their name out verbally a few times.
Jeremiah, Joshua Wane.
No, there's new ones that are consistent now.
I know. I'm trying to remember.
They're the second generation.
It's the second generation.
But I'm having trouble with the names. I think I just have to say them out loud. So, all right.
All right. Let's do this.
Job 38, 1 through 4. It says, then the Lord answered Job. First of all, let me say this. Job was complaining, and his friends were complaining, from chapter 1 through 37.
That's a lot of
complaining. Probably like some of us.
It sounds like the Israelites complaining for those 40 years.
Puro complaining. Mucho complaining. Your
mom's laughing right now. She's probably saying, uy, mucho complain. And she's laughing right now too.
Okay.
Because her little hands did this.
So finally, in chapter 38, God speaks. And he says, then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this who darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Now prepare yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding.
Yikes. Like that? He reads out of the New King James, and I'll be reading out of the Message, guys. And says, and now finally God answered Job from the eye of a violent storm. He said, why do you confuse the issue? Why do you talk without knowing what you're talking about?
Ooh.
Pull yourself together, Job. Up on your feet, stand tall. I have some questions for you, and I want some straight answers. Where were you when I created the earth? Tell me, since you know so much.
Right there. Man.
Tell me, since you know so much. You think you know it all?
After all that complaining, I love the way it starts off where the Lord asked Job a specific question. He was, who's the one that darkens your counsel by words without knowledge? Whole bunch of talk with no knowledge.
He's like saying, where are you getting all this from?
Yeah. Who are you listening to that's talking out the side of their neck? Wow. You know, this is what I always say,
It's
right?
like when your parent says, who you been hanging around with lately?
Yeah. You know, it's funny because somebody might come out of school with a whole bunch of knowledge. I'm sorry. Yeah, a whole bunch of knowledge, but have no wisdom. You know all the facts. Like, it's like the person trying to tell you how to parent a child and don't have a child.
And has never been a parent.
Oh, how about this? Why is it that the one that can't keep their own marriage wants to give everybody marriage advice? Why is that? Who has darkened your counsel so bad by words without any knowledge in it?
Or the person that's sitting at the table who's giving somebody advice, but all along has been doing wrong all along.
Yeah.
Yikes.
How about the person on Facebook and all they do is poke at pastors, but you've never pastored one person to the Lord?
Whew. Do the woo-wee.
Ooh-wee! Ooh-wee. That's the high and that's the low.
It's almost like your punching bag. There's a punching bag and there's the brand new punching bag that's hasn't even been punched at not once. And then there's the punching bag that's actually weathered and has been kind of, the leather's kind of worn and everything. Mm-hmm. That's the one that I'd want to, you know.
How about the guy that yells at the football players for not doing the right thing, and they have a bunch of chip crumbs all over their jersey with a big old Pepsi next to them, yelling at the players on how to do what they do?
That's what we all do.
Better. I know. Why? And in the same way, there's so many. Why do we stand on the sidelines trying to tell the people, trying to do what they were trying to do for the gospel, and trying to yell at them? I'm changing the... this is taking a wrong turn. Let's go back, right? So, who is this who darkens counsel by words without knowledge? So God is... how did it say that part? Why do you confuse the issue? Why do you talk without knowing what you're talking about? So, he basically... he basically slapped all over the last 37 verses. 37 chapters. He says, oh, this, God's like, yap, 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 yap. Are you done yet? You and your buddies, there's a whole bunch of counsel and it's dark and you don't even know what you're talking about.
Pull yourself together.
Yeah. He goes, pull yourself. I like it here. He says, now prepare yourself like a man.
Yikes.
Brother Johnny used to quote this all the time in prison. Really? Prepare yourself like a man, brother. He used to say all the time.
Whoa.
But I can see, honestly, I can see why he liked it, because for you men, it's like, quit being crybabies, straighten your back up, put your shoulders up, and soldier up. You know, and it's like, you were tough on the streets, and now you can't handle ministry, it's too hard for you? Oh, but you were the big baller on the streets, or you were this, you were that, but now in the church, everything, you're so oversensitive to everything? Man, straighten your back up. Stand up like a man. And he tells Job, stand up like a man. Prepare yourself like a man. I'm going to ask you a question, he says, and you're going to answer me. In other words, Job's about to get checked. He's about to get checked. How does it say it in there? Oh, what happened?
Sorry.
Ay, 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 ¿qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó? Or is it, pull yourself up together, Job. Up on your feet, stand still. I have some questions for you, and I want some straight answers.
He doesn't want you to be wishy-washy.
I think a lot of times, God is quiet because he's not going to have a shouting match with you. A lot of times, we whine, have fits. What is it called? The temper tantrums?
Yeah, temper tantrums.
And God's like, you done yet?
It's like when you go with a child to the store and they want the candy and they get temper tantrums, you know, and they cried in the middle of the aisle.
I didn't do that. I promise you. Huh, Mom? I didn't do that because it was gonna be worse when I got home.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm good. I ain't gonna have no temper.
You just got the
tantrum.
look?
Oh yeah. No. First it was the look. But what really brought fear is, you want me to tell your dad? I'm good.
Not me. I just gave my kids the look, and they just like. That's all I have to do is give them the look.
Too bad I don't work now. When they're adults.
Well, they don't even get like that though. They don't give me a reason.
No reason to.
Not even Abraham or anything. I still give the look, and they just kind of like.
So
they look and they know better.
But he's like, I'm gonna question you, and you're gonna answer me. You know, God's like, he was patient. He let him whine. He let him have his temper tantrum. Let him have his smallest violin in the world playing for himself. The whole, was it the pity party?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, a lot of times we have pity parties for ourselves.
Yeah.
And God's like, are you done yet? And we're like, oh God, when are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do that? And he's like, why don't you stand up like a woman? Stand up like a man. You ready yet? You ready to be an adult yet? That's basically, because I know it says man here, but he's talking to mankind.
Yeah. It's talking to human
yeah, because it could be a sister he's talking to. You're like, you ready to be a woman? Quit being a little girl. You ready? You know, and he's like, stand up. You know, and then it says here, he goes, I'm going to question you. You're going to answer me. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. How did it say that last part there? Where were you when I created the earth? Tell me, since you know so much. This is now the relevant part. How dare we think we can tell God what to do? How dare we question God in a way that, don't get me wrong, there's times we question God like, God, why? Like if you've lost somebody. And you know how I've always said that God can handle it if you yell at him?
Like, why me, Lord?
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah. And that is normal. God understands that. But, I mean, question his existence.
Yeah.
And God will be like, oh, since you know so much, tell me, what was it like in the beginning of the foundation of everything? I was there. Where were you? And if we can't even answer that, because think about it, that's a simple question for him to answer.
Yeah.
But that's beyond our scope.
That's beyond our comprehension.
And here's the thing though, right? Is that actually brings me comfort. Does that bring you comfort?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even want to remotely imagine what the thought can even be, because it's too much of a thought for me to even think of.
Yeah. I'm just like,
I don't even want to even be even close to even thinking that thought, because it would be too much for me to even retain, if that makes any sense. The thought of even thinking of it is too much to even retain, because that's too much of a responsibility. It's too much for anybody. I can't even fathom.
That's like me coming to the Lord when I did and saying, God, I want to change, but I can't, and I don't think you can. I'm really messed up. I have these thoughts, and I'm violent, and I want to sell drugs, and I don't think you can change me. And he'd be like, you better stand up. Let me ask you something, boy. Since you know so much, what was it like when I laid the foundations of the earth? I can't answer that. If you can't answer that, then let me do what I do. Because you can't even understand my scope. You can't, huh?
I can't even think of what he was thinking of when he created me.
We can't even begin to comprehend the intelligence, the genius of a infinite God. Like the silliest thing, okay? I was just talking to Sal, I think it was Sal. Could be somebody else. And I think we were eating a fruit or something. Or we were eating shrimp. I don't know what we were eating. But I'm like, this is crazy. I said, this is kind of crazy. I think it was Sal. I was like, this is crazy. First of all, the fact that he created animals, the fact that he created fruit, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. But then to add flavor to it, that's like mind-boggling.
Flavor, texture.
Yes.
Flavor, texture, it's just so much.
Like, I'm like, okay, I created a painting on something that was already created because I didn't create the canvas. I didn't create the paints. I didn't create the brush. So I'm already starting off with things that were already created. But to paint something and then to add taste and to add color and to add smell, like, God, we humans are so smart, we couldn't even produce an orange. We can, there's artists that can paint an orange, but it has no taste and it has no smell. There's people that can make the scent of smell like a perfume, but that doesn't create an orange.
It has no taste.
You know, so it's like, it's almost like we think we're so smart, and God's like, produce an orange.
I outdid you all.
He'll be like, oh, I'll make it easy. Produce a grape. And all of our technology and all of our scientists and all of our stuff, and they're like,
well, think about it. Well, think about it. Everything that has been reproduced, they have made watermelons. They have reproduced grapes. They have reproduced. Wait. Let me finish. They have reproduced watermelons. They have reproduced everything. But guess what? They're all seedless. There's no seeds.
I wasn't going to say that. But that's a good point. It is
seedless. There is no seeds in it, so it cannot be replanted and reproduce. Everything that is natural has seeds, which can cause natural growth. It has seeds where something can be planted.
Well, here's
where
something.
There can be a harvest.
Here's something even deeper, right?
Ooh.
Let
me hear it, baby.
That's already crazy, right? But let's say this is the watermelon that's seedless that man morphed.
Yes.
This is a clone. A clone from what? A clone from what God already made. Yeah. You take the clone away, you have nothing. And you have nothing to plant from.
It's seedless. It has no seeds.
No one
can't be reproduced.
No one can make nothing from nothing but God.
Yeah.
Let me say it again. No one can make nothing from nothing but God. You might be able to carve something out of wood, but you didn't make the wood.
That's right. It was reproduced by seeds.
Yeah. So everything on this earth you see, even the very computer you have was made by God because all the materials in there were things from the earth that God made.
And you know what? It's beautiful that the earth reproduces itself. And I love it because when you say that when the winds blow and the seeds blow from the trees, they blow and they fall, along the way from the winds, and they begin to reproduce itself. The rain causes, water to come and fall onto those seeds, and it just begins to reproduce.
And then it evaporates and goes back.
Yes, and it just continues the whole process all over. So the earth just continues to reproduce over and over and over again. Yeah. So guess what? It's just Mother Nature. It's God, that causes the earth to reproduce itself.
It's mind-boggling.
He caused it like that.
I know some of you don't live near an ocean. But when you stand at the beach it leaves you in awe of the power of God.
How majestic it is.
Literally, that chapter, if you keep reading it, actually I challenge you, please read that whole chapter. Because God goes off on Job. And some of the things he says, I'm not saying verbatim, I'm just kind of, what's this word? Where I'm just kind of...
ranting?
No, I'm not quoting exact.
Oh.
Some of the things he says in this chapter are, do you tell the waves how far they can go and they have to stop? He goes, do you call lightning and thunder and lightning comes? Here I am. He goes, because I do. He goes, do you feed the eagles that go to the highest peak of the mountain? He goes, and feed their babies? He goes, I do. Mm-hmm. He goes, have you walked into the deepest parts of the oceans where the springs are at? He goes, I have. He goes, have you, Job? Have you? And he wasn't trying to belittle Job. But what he was trying to do was show Job something. He needs to show Job exactly who God is. See, here in 2021 or whatever year you're watching this, we have made God to be a friend, and he is. But sometimes we take it too far. And we make him such a friend that we forget he's God. We forget he's holy. We forget he's all-powerful. We forget he's the creator. We forget he is the Alpha and the Omega. The very fact that his presence, do you understand, his presence will literally cause you to shake and tremble because you couldn't handle his presence. How do I know that? What did Moses say?
And we forget what he's done in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And for that same reason, we should in that same manner hold on to our testimony. And also, for that same reason, we should never falter in our testimony and hold on to it in that same manner, in that same way. When somebody, the same way, say, like when people ask, I know what he's done in my testimony, and hold on to that testimony. Like, I like exactly the way, he asked Job, have I, what he's done, just the way you were just quoting it right now, what he's done, it's the same way we should answer, because I know what God's done in my life. I know what's God's done in my life, and stand still and hold on to that, And it's the same way that we should react in our testimonies and hold steadfast to that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times we don't hold on to that. Sometimes
God doesn't answer our request directly, because we'll say you have a brother or sister that they're completely addicted to drugs, and they're a lost cause, and nobody trusts them anymore, and their family don't want them anymore. And I'm like, God, man, I don't know if you can change them. Can you change them? And I feel like God would say, he wouldn't even answer it. He'll say, were you there when the world was made? Do you realize who I am? Do you realize weather obeys me? Do you realize the earth spins because I ordered it to? Do you realize the sun is where it's at because I commanded it to? In other words, he's saying, I made this happen. What makes you think I can't make that happen?
You said something earlier about Moses saying, I am that I am.
No? Moses. When Moses says, Lord, let me see your face.
Oh, yeah. And he was so bright that he couldn't.
God says, if you see my face, you'll die.
Yeah, you'll die.
You couldn't handle seeing my face.
Yeah.
He goes, matter of fact, this is what I'll do. He goes, I'm going to put you between these rocks. I'm going to cover your face with my hand, and I'm going to pass by and let you see my back.
Yeah.
Because if you see my face, you couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
This is the God that we serve. This is the God that we think our problems are big problems to him, and he laughs. When Jesus laughs, what happens to the enemies? When he laughs, our enemies are scattered. This is the God we serve.
Yeah.
And we have to learn to trust in that, to live in it, to walk in it. And this is the beautiful part, is once we learn that, what does he say? He says, greater things will you do than I did. This same God that did all this lives in us. Yeah. And will never leave us nor forsake us. He's a part of us. We're a part of him. He says, I am the branches, you are the vine, abide in me. The nourishment that goes through the vine is the same nourishment that goes to the branches. And if we're the branch, that means we're nourished through him.
Yeah, he'll make us whole.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know who I'm talking to, but so many of you might be so worried about the fruit. Don't worry about the fruit. Worry about the root.
Yeah.
If you stay attached to Jesus, if you stay attached to the vine, the fruit will come.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the fruit. The fruit will come. Your job is to be attached to him. And everything else follows along. So, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Guys, I hope and pray that you were inspired, that you were encouraged, that something in this spoke to your heart, that this spoke to you, that it reminds you of the God that you serve.
Amen.
He is the God of the impossible.
Amen.
And that's what we pray for the impossible, because he's God.
Amen. So I did actually want to share that my brother from the prison ministry actually had some bracelets made, some house arrest
Really?
bracelets made for us. Yeah, he actually had them sent.
He just told you?
Yeah, he did. And I'm gonna have them picked up. And I actually want to raffle those off with our family, our house arrest family. He did that from his heart, and he was so excited. And he's been telling me for the last 2 times, he says, did you get the bracelets? I sent them. So I wanted to confirm first that they were received, and I finally talked to my sister yesterday. And
they didn't come here?
No, they received them in SoCal. So I did confirm that they did receive them, and hopefully within the next week I should be getting them, guys. And I'm excited because, wholeheartedly, those were made for house arrest. I don't know exactly how many there is, but when I do get them, I want to do something very special and raffle those off, and get some names and everything from our house arrest and RBT. And I told him that I wanted to do that. It was very special. He is just so grateful that everybody's been praying for him, and just, he feels like you guys are part of his family, and he really does. And he's starting to get to know some of you guys by name too and stuff. So I'm gonna be sharing those with you guys, and I'm excited to do so, guys. So God bless you guys, and I guess that's it, right?
Yeah. Sal and Monica got home safely.
Yes, they did. They did. They really enjoyed spending time with everybody.
Which was this morning, which
Yeah.
is yesterday morning for you guys.
Yeah.
And then they slept all day because we texted them, and then
Not the whole day, but they slept till the afternoon.
Yeah, and then they texted and said, "Man, we were sleeping." I knew it because you guys saw when we were filming yesterday's. You saw them when they said bye.
Yeah, and it was late, guys.
Yeah, and then they stayed longer.
Yeah.
After the devotional, we sat here for another 2 hours. I think
midnight almost.
And but yeah, they're home safe, and that's it, guys. Just wanted to let you know that.
Yeah. Well, guys, we love you guys so much. Enjoy your coffee this morning. We'll see you guys for Bible study. And I guess that's it.
Yeah. Want to take a picture? This corner?
Oh, what Correct.
This one up here.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Okay. I
Hi,
do
guys.
that. I do that so I can use it for the still picture.
Another one? Okay.
I had the same smile.
Another one?
No.
Oh.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.